He said to me, "You doing anything tonight, cutie?" Bringing him
What the heck?
I beg your pardon?
Pause!
for my full name. I asked her if she gave it to him, and she said yes.
What?
It's honest.
Oh, she ratted you out! What is good, you guys? My name is ReboundLeader. Welcome back with 3 horrific true restaurant horror stories by Mr. Nightmare, man. It's been 2 weeks. Hope you guys missed me. I missed y'all a lot, you know what I'm saying, as usual. God bless you guys. I hope you guys have been doing well. I hope God's been blessing you. God's been keeping you. God's been guiding you on this journey of life recently, you know what I'm saying. I've been through it. I've been through a big journey lately, and God's been blessing me a lot. So I pray that God's been blessing you as well. And if you think God hasn't been blessing you, you're here alive today watching my video. That's more than enough. People have died in their sleep. Over 38,000 people died alone by insomnia. That's only with insomnia. 38,000 in a year. Just, you know, let's just give God thanks for another day, another blessed day. But restaurant horror stories. How can this be creepy, bro? Unless if you're working the night shift and someone walks in with a trench coat and you have to serve him a hot cup of joe at 3 a.m. in the morning. GG, you're not leaving your shift.
This video's theme is restaurant stories because of today's sponsor, Factor 75. When I was 25, I went on a solo trip to Rio de Janeiro. My favorite DJ would be there that weekend, and I always wanted to go anyway. I've traveled solo many times in my life and never had any issues.
What? Bro, I will never understand people that travel to remote, like, bro, they be traveling to Mexico alone. They'll be traveling to Cuba alone. They'll be traveling to all these crazy destinations by themselves. It's crazy, man. I'm not trying to get clocked.
Airbnbs aren't expensive a little outside of the city, and the one I was staying at was very nice and comfortable. It was its own little one-floor house, but the whole inside was very modern and clean.
Really?
The Friday that I landed, I unpacked at the Airbnb, grabbed dinner, and went to the rooftop venue where the DJ would be performing. The first day and night all went well, and I met some really cool people at the rooftop. James, Ethan, and Jess. Ethan and Jess were dating. James, I guess, was third wheeling on the trip.
Wow.
The next day,
Imagine third wheeling on the trip, bro. Couldn't be me,
with
bro.
them as they were also on a trip here.
Couldn't be me, bro.
We got brunch together. Then we checked out some of the sights together, like the Christ Redeemer and Sugarloaf Mountain. And then we hit the
Bro, fire. I want to go here one time. I just want to look at this statue of Jesus Christ, bro. Bro, but traveling here by yourself, bro, you can get snatched. You can get drugged. The amount of stories I've heard of men getting drugged by women.
beaches. Unfortunately,
Or
they
vice
had
versa?
tickets that they had already bought to another show that night, which I couldn't go to. So I was back to my solo ventures, which was fine. I still found things to do. Eventually, when I was hungry, I walked back in the direction of the Airbnb towards the outside of the city. On the way back, I stopped at a restaurant I found. I can speak a little
Outside of the city.
Portuguese, but I'm by no means fluent.
All right.
So I tried to keep to places where people seemed to speak English while I was alone. The menu on the window had some English writing, so I went inside.
Oh, no.
This restaurant was kind of small and dark. A lot of the restaurants in the area were expensive, but this one seemed affordable, so I stayed. The dining space was very long and narrow. It wasn't really busy. There were a few people sat further down at a couple tables. Then there was a man seated at a table basically next to mine. He was about 50. I wondered if he was another tourist.
Nah.
He and I were the only 2 people seated alone in here. The server came over and initially spoke in Portuguese, and I asked in Portuguese if he speaks English, and he said yes. From there on, I ordered in English. I noticed the man at the other table, looking over, watching as I ordered.
Of course, bro. They always watch, bro. When I was at Nigeria, they would just watch us constantly. They know instantly you're a tourist. You're not from around here. So they're gonna stare at you and then find ways to manipulate, harm you, or even just be nice. You know, there's always people like that. But like in this situation, bro, you're at a restaurant, it's dark as heck. Bro, your God-given common sense, you know, your spiritual discernment, your wisdom should tell you instantly, maybe I should leave. You know what I'm saying? Obviously it says, you know, in the Bible, you know, fear not, you know what I'm saying? But in this situation, you should be concerned. Like, come on,
It
bro.
was kind of weird. When the server walked away after taking my order, the man said in English with a Portuguese accent that my Portuguese sounded good. I said thank you.
That's
he
a
started
lie.
talking to me in Portuguese.
That's a
as
lie.
if giving me a lesson. I think he thought he was coming off as charming, but it was annoying and creepy. I kept looking down at my phone to act distracted, but he'd keep talking to me,
Wow.
both in English and in Portuguese.
Wow.
I'd humor him to be nice and not create awkwardness, and I tried my best to converse with him in Portuguese, as he'd correct my mistakes while trying to speak.
Bro, he's just trying to be nice.
The conversation was basically where I'm from, why I'm here, what I did today, and where I'm staying. I kind of just made up that I'm staying with a friend.
All right.
What really creeped me out was when he told me how sexy I am when I talk in Portuguese.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I was hoping he was leaving soon, but a part of me died inside when I saw the waiter bring him his food. Luckily, my food didn't take long. I got some pork stew dish. The man asked how
Pork?
it was. I told him fine. He stopped talking as much now that he was eating, thank God. I ate quickly. When I was done, I hurriedly asked for the check.
Why are you
just
eating,
because
bro? You still ate inside that restaurant? Are you I'm sorry for pausing a lot. You still ate inside that restaurant? I would have had it to go and leave. Why the heck would I stay there? Or if anything, I'm running. As soon as that waitress leaves, goodbye.
Didn't want to converse with this man anymore.
The heck?
The man also asked for the check right after I did,
What?
which I found so annoying and strange. He wasn't even done eating. Once I paid, I got up and walked out. The man said something in Portuguese, but all I said was bye and kept walking. It was dark out now, and the streets were a little less lively.
Oh,
I was walking for a while when I came to an intersection. While waiting to cross, I noticed the man from the restaurant across the street. He was definitely looking at me, but looked away the opposite direction when I noticed
Yes, sir.
him.
Here we go.
Maybe he had to walk the same way. It wasn't
Here
that
we go.
unlikely. I continued to walk back, and as I was getting closer, I kept turning back just to see if he was still in sight. He wasn't. I arrived to the Airbnb.
That's a lie.
Got to the front door and looked around one more time, and I noticed way down the block, that man standing on the corner by the intersection. He was staring in this direction.
Woo!
I felt my heart drop.
GG's.
He was following me. I let myself inside the house and locked the door. Then I closed all the blinds. Now he knew where I was staying. I panicked and called my dad and told him. He told me to just be alert and make sure everything is locked, and to maybe keep a knife by me.
Yep. Have
It
a
was
weapon.
Saturday night, and my flight wasn't until late the next day, so I did want to go out. Eventually, I called an Uber to a bar in the downtown area. What? And I went.
Oh. Oh man, woman. So you went to a creepy restaurant, ordered your pork stew that you should have had to go. Then you walked home in the dark. You said it was not lively. There was barely anybody outside. You noticed he was following you, this creepy man. Then you saw he wasn't following you no more. You got to the Airbnb. You see him there. You close all the blinds, and then you decided in your thick skull of yours, I still want to go out tonight. I don't leave until tomorrow afternoon or evening. Let me go to the bar tonight. Even though the man was following you, you better stay your butt at home. What's the point? You're asking for it.
Went to a venue having house music night. I was there for maybe a couple hours before calling an Uber back to the Airbnb. When I got back, I let myself into the house kind of drunk. I sat down on the couch just to relax.
Of course you were
for a
drunk,
bit,
man.
But I noticed something. I heard the sound of the outside, and then I saw the blinds to one of the windows blowing from the breeze.
GG's.
The window in the kitchen was open.
GG's.
I had all the windows shut because the air conditioning was running.
Bro, did you lock the window though? There's a difference between closing it and locking it. Did you lock the window, vents, doors, lock the locks? Like, what are you doing?
Immediately knew to get up and leave the house quickly.
Stupid.
I called the emergency number and did my best to articulate to the operator in
Man.
Portuguese that there was a home break-in. The police showed up in a matter of minutes, and I came out from behind the bush I was hiding in across the street when they did. One of the police officers did speak a little bit of English, so I was able to tell him that the window was opened and I was being followed earlier. The police entered the house and yelled things I didn't understand. The moment I saw them walking outside with a man from the restaurant in handcuffs was the most shocking moment of my life.
Woo!
The mix of emotions I felt.
That's
disbelief,
crazy.
Yet relief.
Got
Also
him.
horrified. If I hadn't called the cops, if I had gone into the bedroom where he was probably hiding,
Oh
I didn't
man.
even want to think about it.
Oh
He
man.
was taken away, and I never had to see his ugly, creepy face again. I'm glad he was stupid enough to not close the window behind him. I should have listened to my dad and locked all the windows as well.
You didn't even listen to your father.
Lord have mercy.
You didn't even listen to the man that raised you.
It's facts! It's facts! It's not facts. These facts are not facts.
Are you kidding me? You didn't use your common sense like 3, 4, 5, 6 times probably. And then you called your father for help and he gives you advice and you don't take it? Really? But you said I'd rather drink instead? I'd rather get tipsy before I leave tomorrow? Hey, don't you ever in your life travel alone again. You don't deserve it.
Never imagined he would actually climb through one though. I left the next day and haven't returned to Brazil since. It was the holidays. Most of my friends were away, so I had decided to look for a part-time job to earn a bit of money. After waiting around for about a week, I finally got a call from a nearby restaurant asking me to come in for a trial. I had a fair bit of waitering experience, so I wasn't too surprised when the owner offered me the position. The place had a really creepy atmosphere to it. It was small, dimly lit, and every so often, a terrible smell would circulate through the air.
Alright.
It wasn't somewhere I would have usually gone for, but I needed the money and kept reminding myself that I'd only be here until college started back up. Anyway, it was around 10 p.m., and I was out the front by myself, cleaning the cutlery while I waited for the last table to leave. It was a table of 4 big guys. They were pretty rough looking. In fact, if I passed them on the street, I would have assumed they were homeless.
Wow.
Half an hour passed, and they finally got up to leave. I smiled as one of them came to the register to pay. "That's $42.50 altogether," I said. He immediately handed over a bunch of crinkled notes with a big grin on his face.
What?
Fortunately, I had seen this kind of look before, and braced myself for the cheesy pickup line.
Oh no. Oh no.
He said to me, "You doing anything tonight, cutie?" Bringing him...
What the heck?
I beg your pardon. I beg your pardon.
Pause! Hey! Whose mans is this?
...myself closer to the register. "Thank you, have a good night," I replied, trying to make it clear that I was not interested. He laughed and walked out the door, mumbling something under his breath as he went. As soon as he was out of sight, I quickly cleared the dishes, cleaned down, and got changed out of my staff uniform. I waved goodbye to the last kitchen hand as I walked out the door and into the night. My house was only a couple of blocks away, so every night I walked to save gas. I had only walked for about 5 minutes when a loud whistle startled me. I looked off into the direction it came from and froze in fear.
Oh,
It
wow.
was the same guy from the restaurant.
That...
He was on the opposite side of the street, signaling
Yeah!
for me to come over with a large grin on his face.
No! No! No, you imbecile! No, you idiot!
Police! Help! Police!
No! I would have taken off. I would have hauled my butt the frick out of there. I am not engaging with this man. I am not engaging with this man. What? Who are, bro, this is not a gay bar. This is a restaurant. What are you doing flirting with me? I'm not involved. I'm not part of the LG community. Leave me alone. What are we doing here? What? Nah. These are the creeps. These are the weirdos that you need to watch out for.
I took a pause before my instincts kicked in. I
Pause.
started to quickly walk away. My house was still about 10 minutes away, and I could feel him getting closer with every step.
Run!
Terrifying thoughts were
What are
racing
you
around
doing?
in my head.
Where you
Knowing
walking?
very well that this could end badly. I turned the corner and started to sprint down the footpath.
Yes, sir.
I felt tears gather up in my eyes as loud footsteps followed closely behind me.
That's crazy.
I didn't look behind out of fear, when all of a sudden, a hand firmly grabbed my shoulder and yanked me backwards. I turned to see the man. His face was red, and his grin had morphed into a furious expression.
Wow.
He put his finger up to his lips. "Don't scream or I'll cut you," he whispered.
What?
At this point, I was ready to accept my fate, when out of nowhere, I felt a sudden burst of rage explode inside of me.
Woo!
I grabbed his face and dug my nails deep into his eyes.
Yup.
The man let out a loud, horrible noise as he clenched his face in pain. I
Yup.
took this chance and made a run for it.
Kick him in the
Went
nuts!
all the way back to my flat, and after struggling to put the key in the door, I managed to get inside.
Bro, I would have knocked him the frick out.
You're a victim.
I'm sorry. You know what I'm saying? God gave us the ability to defend ourselves. You feel me? So I am all in my right to kick him in the nuts, knock him clean out. Bro, if someone touches me and I don't know them and they out here trying to, oh my goodness, I know how to knock someone out very easily. I know how to put someone to sleep with a headlock in about 5 to 8 seconds. Make it 10 max.
Okay.
Don't, bro. If this man tried to pull me backwards, bro, I would have given him the dirtiest slap and then knock him out and then stomp on his face a couple times and then I'm hauling ass back to my room. I mean, to my house. Unbelievable. This man really caught up to you too, bro. You do not run, huh?
And as I shut the door, I collapsed down onto the ground out of exhaustion and started to cry. My roommates all rushed down the stairs to see if I was okay. After walking me to a couch, I explained what happened. They were all shocked, whilst at the same time happy to see that I escaped from the man. I rang up the restaurant and quit the next day. It was a shame, really. The owners were so kind, and I really didn't mind the place.
Wow.
I was too terrified to return, knowing that man could be waiting for me. I've started back at college now, and I'm slowly recovering from that incident.
Man.
Sometimes I do get nightmares just thinking about what may have happened if I hadn't attacked that man like I did.
That is crazy, man. That's crazy. That's very sad too, because like that can scar you for life. So let's just pray for this man real quick. Father God, I pray over the life of this man named Alice. I'm sorry, I don't know his name. I pray over the life of this man, Lord. I pray that you give him comfort, guidance, Lord, during this time. He's, starting to recover now, Lord. I pray that you may protect him during school, during anything he does in life, Lord. Please protect this man in the mighty name of Jesus. May he come to you, Lord, for guidance, for comfort, for strength, and for wisdom. In Jesus' name, amen.
I was 19 and strapped for cash, so I temporarily took a second job working as a waitress at a diner. It was open till 3 a.m. on weeknights and 24 hours on the weekends.
Why 3 a.m.?
On the weekends, it was always a bunch of drunk kids at night that would come after they left the bars. During the week, most people that came late night were people working overnight shifts or just getting off from work. I would do the overnight shifts twice a week. Anything more than that, I probably would have passed out from a lack of sleep. I'd be the only server past 10 o'clock on the weekdays because there wasn't an abundance of customers, especially at the later hours of the night. One night, a larger man came in alone, around like 1.
You see, these type of restaurants right here, where random people just walk through, a big, tall man, these are the ones you need to watch out for, bro. If you're working at these restaurants and you're working past 3 a.m., you better have a strap with you. You better have a weapon with you at all times.
1 a.m. There was only one other customer in the restaurant at the time, I believe. I seated him. He started talking to me in a flirtatious way right away.
No.
It was always the older, unattractive ones that would be the most flirty.
Of course.
I had to deal with it with a smile, though, as I basically was working on tips. He ordered a burger and a milkshake. Then he told me his name, Trevor. Trevor would keep staring at me from across the diner as I would be sitting doing things on my phone.
Nah.
He was the only customer left at this point now. He called me by my name over to the table.
Nah,
I went over with a smile, and he asked for the check. He left after paying. And when I went to collect the tip and clean the table, I noticed along with the $5 tip, he left his number and a winking face on the bill.
Ew, you're nasty. Sir, you're 54 years old. You're 54 years old. Stop. Get some help.
I crumpled it up and threw it away. I thought that was the end of Trevor and I's story, but it wasn't.
I would do the same thing.
A few nights later, in came Trevor again, super late at night when no one else was in the place. I greeted him and sat him to a table. He actually hit me with a, "How's my favorite server doing tonight?" which was odd considering I only served him one time. He again started some conversation with me. And I was way too exhausted for this, but I had to put a smile on my face and entertain it. I thought maybe this time he'd give a better tip if I acted interested. But that backfired, because he mistook my friendliness as interest and invited me to come on his boat sometime.
What? Yeah, so he rich. Yeah, man got a yacht? Or you want one of those baby boats?
A boat it is to play along, and he showed me a picture of this tiny little thing that could barely fit 2 people based on the looks of it. I said, "Oh wow, my dad has a boat too." I should have said boyfriend looking back now.
Yeah, you
was
should
trying
have.
to get a good tip out of him. He asked for my number, and I told him I'm not allowed to give customers my number. I could get fired. He actually believed this, but after he left, he once again left his number on the bill, this time with a note saying something along the lines of, "I bet you were just shy last time. Don't be shy this time. You can text me. It'll be our little secret," followed by another winking face.
Oh,
He
nah.
again only tipped $5. This guy
Nah.
was a creep who didn't even tip well. I
Weirdo.
hope to not see him again. But this wouldn't be a story if I didn't. He came in the next week on another night I was working.
Oh,
It
boy.
had to be like 2 a.m., and it seemed like he'd always come in right as the place would become empty.
That's
It's
crazy.
like he was sitting in the parking lot, waiting to come when I wouldn't be serving any
Oh,
tables.
what a weirdo.
This time he came in, and the first thing he said was, "You don't call her right?"
Here we go. We're gonna have an over-controlling man that can't take no for an answer. For all my men that are out here watching this video, do not be like this creep, bro. When a woman says no, just leave them alone. No need for you to be consistent with the foolery. Work on yourself, have a relationship with God, chase God, and God will give you a woman that you don't have to chase. Let me say that again, because that was a bar. Work on yourself, chase God, right? Have a relationship with him, and God will make sure that when you are ready, he will put a woman, God-fearing woman, virtuous woman in place for you so you don't have to chase. This man did everything wrong. He's an old man. Man had a divorce? Things did not work out in his favor. Man has a baby boat. Man has a baby little boat. No, man has a kid-sized boat. Talking about get on my boat. Huh? He's desperate, bro. He's desperate for some. He wants what's between those legs, bro. It's not happening. And he can't take no for an answer. So what does he do? He takes matters into his own hands. Man is leaning on his own understanding instead of leaning on God's, bro. Come on, get out of here.
He didn't say it with a smile.
Stupid.
He said it with a serious face.
Stupid.
I told him I'm really flattered, but I really can't text customers. He didn't say anything. He just walked out. I
Wow.
was relieved, honestly.
Nah, that's not over, sir. Bro, you better have a weapon.
There
on
he
you.
just stopped coming in. The next day, while at my other job, I got a text from one of the other waitresses asking if I knew who the fat bald guy was. I
Fat
said,
ball.
yeah, he's so creepy. Why? She told me that he asked for my full name. I asked her if she gave it to him, and she said yes. I
What?
was honest.
Oh, she ratted you out.
That's tough.
Yo, are you stupid? You ratted an employee out of his, what? Why? Why would you give an old, creepy, fat, bald man an employee's employee's name, the full name? Oh, she hates you, bro. She wanted this to happen. She does not care about your life, bro. If anything happens, she'll just cry for a little bit for a day, and then she'll go about her business like nothing happened. That's crazy. Yeah, bro. She evil.
This
She's
made me
evil. She's
uncomfortable.
wicked.
She said that he claimed he just wanted the name of the really amazing waitress from last night.
Get out of here.
Later that day, I got a text.
Doesn't matter. Bro, if you had wisdom, you would have known. You don't give the full name to a customer because an old creepy man that's fat and bald has a baby kid-sized boat talking about, oh, she did so good. She was so wonderful. Bro, you'll be having red flags immediately. This girl is stupid.
It was from Trevor. He said, "Hey, it's Trevor, your favorite customer. I know you said you can't give your number out, so I took it upon myself to get it myself. Now you didn't break any rules, haha." I was at a loss for words.
Call the
I
police.
blocked the number and hoped that would be the end of it. But later that week, after I got off from work, I found an envelope tucked under my windshield wiper.
What?
I grabbed it and got in my car. Its contents were disturbing. It was a bunch of pictures of me in the diner, taken from the parking lot. The pictures got more disturbing though, when they started being of my apartment and of me standing on my
Oh, because of this stupid girl. I'm sorry, bro. I'm sorry for using this language. But this idiotic woman took it upon herself to literally give the name out to another employee. And now look, this is all her fault. Call the police.
front deck or unlocking the front door. Most disturbing of all was a picture taken through the front window at night. I drove straight to the police precinct with the photos to report this. These pictures, accompanied with the text I received from him, was damning enough. I stayed at my parents' house that night, and the next day, a detective called that Trevor guy and told him if he continued to contact me, it would be considered harassment. and he would
Arrest
be
him.
arrested.
Arrest him.
I still quit the job at the restaurant just to be safe. My lease was up the next month, and so I moved to a new apartment. I didn't want to have any chance of that man finding me again. He was the first and only true stalker I've ever dealt with in my life.
And that employee that gave you the number didn't say sorry? Are you telling me the woman that gave that dude your number, your name, and everything, you telling me she didn't even apologize? And she's still working there, bro? I won't be surprised if that dude comes after her. I don't wish harm upon no one, but if it happens, GG's. Alright guys, yeah, that last one was the most creepiest one. The Brazil one, the one when she was at Brazil, yeah. But this one, yeah, she really ratted her employee out. That's crazy. I've never heard that before. What a buffoon. What an absolute buffoon. Alright, I'll catch you guys later. Take care. Have a great night. Stay safe out there. If you're going to a restaurant alone, working, have a weapon on you. I understand you guys have to take shifts like that. Have a weapon on you at all times. If you're gonna go traveling, don't go traveling by yourself. I wouldn't recommend it. But yeah, I'll catch you guys later. Take care. Have a great night. Peace.
You win. Perfect.